Good evening everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be talking about Papalymo and his recently released EX weapon along with his realization. I'm going to go over his strengths and weaknesses as well as which artifacts you should be aiming for, and finally if he's worth investing and how much you should invest in him. At the end of the analysis there will be a pre-recorded chaos run with my own Papalymo in the newest chaos stage, showcasing his damage output and potential with commentary. So let's get started. For this analysis I'll be talking about a maxed out Papalymo since that's his peak. As you can see, my own Papalymo has just a book invested in him, and that's not because I don't believe he's a good character. That's because I already have planned out the characters I want to purple for the next month, and I will need all of my ingots. Papalymo is a very versatile damage dealer, being able to focus on either AoE or single target damage at your will. As far as implementing a Final Fantasy XIV character into this game, I think Square Enix hit the nail in the head with Papalymo's kit. Papalymo can imperil both of his elements with his skills, making him able to hit for weakness at all times, further boosting his damage output. That can also work against him because if the stage has a boss that can absorb either fire or ice, Papalymo gets shut down since that's exactly half of his kit and by extension half of his damage. Both versions of his EX have instant turn rate that doesn't increase the turn count, which also changes his HP attack to foul, a 4-hit AoE Brave plus HP attack that deals max damage to all enemies, and like his EX has instant turn rate and does not increase the turn count. Whenever you use foul, you get a free skill use the next turn, allowing Papalymo to have a pretty nice longevity as far as magic units go in this game. Seriously, the amount of damage this guy can dish out without taking up turns can rival that of Ultimecia. His AoE shaving capabilities are kinda limited though, since he only does that with his fire version EX and his foul HP attack, which can only be done once after an EX use. For artifacts, I would recommend going for the trusted 108 attack and 330 max brave, with 170 initial brave being third, but actually quite useful since Papalymo utilizes his initial brave stat a lot when casting ice skills. Should you invest in Papalymo though? And if so, how much you should invest? Well, first of all, if he's a favorite then yes, you should definitely invest in him. If not, you have more things to consider. Like I said earlier, the closest to him I can think of is Ultimecia, so if you're lacking strong magic DPS units like Ultimecia or Emperor, then Papalymo is your guy. If you have lots of magic units, then I would consider using a buff on Papalymo, which can make him a very good dimensions end fodder for the lower stages. But if you decide to invest ingots in him, then you should take it all the way, and here's why. Investing 1 ingot in Papalymo gives him a permanent attack and max brave boost, while also unlocking his HP++ and Brave++ variants. Pretty basic stuff. Investing 2 ingots in Papalymo gives him his magic attack buff from the start of the stage and also makes his first skill free, much like Onion Knight. Again, pretty basic stuff. But when you decide to invest 3 ingots in him, that's where the real money is. 3 ingots makes Papalymo's EX have that instant turn rate and not increase the turn count like I mentioned earlier. Increases brave hits on both versions of his EX, while having more overflow and also inflicting either fire resist down or ice resist down, depending on the version you cast. And last but not least, it also increases the brave hit on his foul attack, while also giving it some overflow. And that's outright insane value for 3 ingots. The big difference between Papalymo and the other 2 top magic units right now, Ultimecia and Emperor, is that Papalymo is locked behind his elements and the problem that comes with it. Now that we've done the analysis and my thoughts on Papalymo, I'll go over a pre-recorded chaos stage, so I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, for this run I decided to bring Ishtola and Questis and my 0 out of 3 Papalymo, which I guess this makes this a budget run as well, since I am only using 3 ingots on Ishtola. The problem is that most players are using Ishtola as a tank with her last stand passive, but because both Papalymo and Questis are boosted in this stage, they both have a higher HP total than Ishtola, which can make things tricky thanks to the boss's HP attacks which one shot usually. But as you will see in this run, I will be able to manage by delaying the boss and then using freeze from the support setzer in order to micromanage, if you will, the boss and avoid any kind of HP damage. I mean, other than his AoE, that is. Also, I want to mention that as far as my experience goes, Penelo always starts with Haste Roomba, and if you kill her before her next buff, she will always cast Haste Roomba again. So in that regard, you will be safe from her casting regen walls. Here I went for the EX on Penelo because, like I said, I don't want her to use regen walls on the dog. And that means I have to kill her before the boss does his recast ability. When the boss is by himself, I'll try and use my Papalymo's Ice version EX as much as I can because it's more single target damage than the fire version. I'm gonna try and delay him as much as possible in this phase before he goes into his before he summons Penelo again. Now there I'm saving my foul charge because if you have the foul charge on Papalymo, he gets a 30% passive increased attack. So you don't have to use his foul the moment he gets it. It's not mandatory to use it immediately. After I kill Penelo for the second time here, it's where I'm gonna start delaying the dog as much as I can. Here I saved the foul because I wanted to do the AoE damage on Penelo. And now I'm thinking if I should go into ice or fire. I decided to go into the ice for more single target damage because I had a lot of time before I had to kill Penelo again. I'm gonna do Blizzard. That's some great damage from a 0 out of 3 Papalymo, to be honest. We don't care about the break there. After the boss cast his recast ability once, he will not do HP attacks. He has to do his recast ability twice for him to start doing Brave plus HP attacks. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna go to fire here for the splash damage. The first time I did this with this team, before recording, I forgot that Quistis has a Bloom ability now, and I was about to die, and then I remembered it, and I was, oh my god, that's perfect, and that did the run for me the first time around. I'm trying to save some abilities with Papalymo. Both of his HP plus variants are pretty good. And if you invest in gods in him, like I said earlier, his HP attacks are gonna have overflow as well. Gonna go for the laser whip there because it's a guaranteed HP attack. And also refreshing the attack buff on Quistis. Gonna go into Umbral Eyes in order to get his Ice version EX the next turn. And don't be afraid to use your Y'shtola's Mediga too. I see a lot of people just using her HP plus when everyone doesn't have any amount of Brave, and that's wrong. There I thought it would be enough for AX to overflow, but apparently I was wrong. I'm gonna go into from Bloom into Stone Plus. I'm gonna go Foul. No, I thought I was gonna use Foul there, but I guess I considered that the Umbral Fire would be enough to break him. Setzer is a very good friend unit for this stage, both for delaying the boss and for his insane freeze effect. I'm gonna go into Umbral Eyes because I want to have the Ice EX up for the single target damage. That was the last of our stones. I'm gonna use the Foul first. Remember guys, Foul does not increase, does not charge your EX, as far as I've experienced so far. If I am wrong, let me know in the comments section down below. Yeah, we're gonna let him do his AoE attack. And this is the point where the boss starts doing HP attacks. One-shot HP attacks, that is. So this is the point where we have to manage him, delay him as much as we can. Gonna go into Foul for the AoE damage. And then into Fire for the splash. There I wanted to have one stone in the bank just in case. I'm gonna switch to Setzer. Yeah, I decided to go for the EX there rather than Free Joker because I will go... yeah, I'm going into the summon there. I believe I'm gonna go Astral Fire again, yes. And now I'm gonna do Mediga 2. No, actually yeah. HP there makes more sense. Now, I decided to do the fire EX, even though he barely dealt any damage. And then I'm going for the HP plus again because I saw the launch icon on the boss and I wanted to cash on it. At this point we are barely doing any damage to the boss with our supports. Just doing this EX just to batter the party a bit. And Yishala plays again. I have a lot of Medigas, so I am not afraid to use them. The boss is gonna do Brave plus HP attacks. He's gonna deal 0 damage thanks to Freeze Joker. Yeah, I went for the foul there because I wanted to get a free Umbrella Ice. But I guess I decided to go for that. I'm questioning my plays there. I guess I wanted to have one more free Bloom ability from Papalymo in order to use it again at the end of the stage. We're gonna cash in that free EX from Christie's because it's guaranteed to hit. The moment you think Y'shtola will run out of skills, she always has her EX up. Gonna go for that laser whip because it's also guaranteed. Again, we are hit with 0 HP damage thanks to Setsu's Freeze Joker. Gonna go for the Umbrella Ice again. From here on out, I want to guarantee that I am using the Ice version EX because I cannot waste any more damage. Once again there, I thought that my Christie's would have been able to cap her EX, but the boss's defense is higher than I thought. I'm gonna go for the free Umbrella Ice, yeah, like I said earlier. Yeah, HP plus it's better there than Medica 2 because the boss will not gain any kind of Brave. And as you can see, I still have 2 Degenerator Whips on my Christie's. Gonna go for that Blizzard single target damage. And this is where we start delaying the boss. We're gonna try to deal as much damage to him as we can before he does his recast ability again. As you saw there with Papalymo, I decided to go into his fire stance and save my foul charge for when I need it. Now I'm thinking that the boss will one-shot me, but then I remember that his triple buff is off, and that means he will not use Brave plus HP attacks. So I was safe there, even though I thought I wasn't. Using our last Degenerator Whip. Gonna do some damage while patterning the party with HP++. Blizzard for the single target damage. As you can see, I am barely doing any damage to the boss at this point. And now we're gonna let him use his recast ability again because we can't do anything else. We're gonna heal the damage back up with Y'shtola because her EX is coming up. I'm doing that on the boss to apply the turn rate down debuff from Christie's. I'm gonna do Foul into Umbral Eyes. Since Papalymo is up, the boss defense is not as high, so that was a guaranteed hit with the EX. I'm gonna do Medica, and after Penelo gets her turn, that will be the fight. Yeah, HP plus into Papalymo. He has his Blizzard up. And there you have it. A budget run without using the Y'shtola tank strategy. That was more difficult than what it looked. I'm gonna show you my units artifacts in just a bit. By the way, my Papalymo's artifacts are much better right now than what it was in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase of Papalymo, the analysis and my thoughts. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you like my content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!